What's up, guys? It's Martin Gaming back with another video, and this is a double upload. Guess what? I'm reacting. So, first time you're gonna see my face. If you're surprised I look like this, it's okay. We're gonna react to scary horror animated videos from Wanty Entertainment in a compilation of May 2020.
I was 13 when this happened. My parents left on a business trip to LA, so I had to stay home. My dad gave me his card so that I could order whatever I needed, so I kinda enjoyed being alone. And I wasn't scared because I've been home alone so many times, and besides, it was only for 3 days.
3 days, good.
Well, this was around the time the clowns were breaking into houses and doing some weird stuff. But they never came to my area since they usually hit more quiet places, especially the area near a forest.
Crossing back.
Easily allow someone to climb over. We didn't really think much about it because the area where we lived in was very safe.
Very safe.
Anyway, it was around 6 p.m. and this was in the winter, so it got dark pretty fast. We had a glass room at the back of the house, also known as a conservatory. We had a glass room at the back of the house, also known as a conservatory, and it leads straight to the garden. The room was right next to the kitchen. I got a little hungry, so I went to the fridge, took out some snacks, and went back to the living room to continue watching TV. There was a roof on the glass room that intensified any sound that landed on top of it, even the gentlest drop of water. That day, it was raining heavily, so it was too noisy to hear anything except the rainfalls pounding on the roof. About a few minutes later, I was quite sleepy, so I decided to go up to my room and lay down. I was about to grab my phone and check my social media, but then I heard something drop really hard on something downstairs.
Whoa!
It really creeped me out. I got really scared, but decided to go downstairs to check, thinking that it would be nothing. So I came out of my room, went halfway down the staircase, and looked down the hallway. The whole area was dark, but I knew that someone was standing there. I saw the back of a silhouette. I quickly went to my room, trying not to make any noise. Then I heard someone walking around the living room. I immediately called the police and whispered to the operator that I needed help ASAP. But all of a sudden, I had a sneezing fit. I was so panicked at that moment, so I instantly ran to the bathroom since it was the only room with a lock. As I was reaching the bathroom, he sprinted up the stairs so fast. I locked the door and tried not to cry. The man tried to open the door. He kept turning the doorknob. The bathroom had a small blurry window, but I was able to see outside. So, just then, I got a glimpse of what was at the door. It was a man with green hair and without a nose. He was wearing a very weird outfit.
But he has a nose right there!
A gigantic knife. I had no other choice, so I quickly hopped inside the bath, opened the big window, and jumped out. I slid off the big roof and fell on the concrete. I couldn't even feel my injury because I was so scared. As I was about to hop on the fence, I heard the cops. They entered our house, and after that, they arrested and cuffed him. When he walked past me, I was so scared and my body was shivering. But I was glad that it was over. The police contacted my parents, so they came back home in a hurry.
Bad parent!
Again, and I knew that I was safe now. From then on, I never stayed at home alone, and that clown guy was in prison for several years for scaring kids and for possible murder.
Oh, he had a whole bleach knife. Someone tried to open my car.
This happened when I was 17 years old.
17, okay.
I was a senior in high school.
Senior? Right.
It was the middle of the week, and my friends and I were chatting online about wanting to do something
Chatting
new and
about
fun
what?
over the weekend. We usually just went to the movies, went to the mall,
It
or
looked like
got
they
dinner.
blocked you, dude.
I thought we should try something different. The next day,
TV can be scary when something goes wrong. The ratings go up, but so does the fear. Number 12. A news reporter hears a train approach and gets an idea for a shot.
Here, let's do it.
The idea is to have her walk into the shot and let the train pass by for dramatic effect. The only problem is she can't look over her shoulder because it'll ruin the shot. She has to guess how close the train is, and her estimations are a little off.
20 minutes after midnight. Oh!
She manages to take 2 steps and is barely off the tracks when the train flies by.
That is
This could have
tough.
ended a lot differently, and there would have been absolutely nothing for the cameraman to do to stop it. Number 11. This news reporter thinks he has an easy day reporting live from a bug exhibit at the Museum of National History. He and his crew decide to make the story more interesting to look at by putting a large exotic moth on his vest before they begin the broadcast, kind of as a joke. It's called an African moon moth, and as they learn more about them, the bug crawls up his neck and cozies up next to his ear. The news reporter can't freak out and plays it cool. I noticed the moth is doing a weird fanning motion with its wings that it wasn't doing before. That's when he feels a sensation in his ear that he mistakes for teeth.
oh, it bit me, no, it didn't.
But the reality is so much worse. As he was leaving, a museum worker noticed 2 tiny white sacks embedded in his ear, no doubt deposited there from the African moon moth. They already look big in my opinion. I wonder if they grow into the skin and leach nutrients. I'm glad the reporter found the eggs before they hatched and possibly crawled deeper inside. Number 10. The Pope is making one of his famous balcony appearances. He looks completely normal while waving to an adoring crowd below. I see him at the window in a dark room behind him, completely 3-dimensional, right? Well, explain this.
Dude, is it not? He's gone. Oh my!
When played frame by frame, it kind of seems like a hologram. He doesn't go deeper into the room. He just turns off. This was broadcast on live news, and I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference unless someone pointed it out to me. I don't know if they're doing this for security purposes or what, but it's creepy. I can only wonder how many other times we have been looking at not a famous person, but rather their perfect duplicate image. Number 9. A woman is reporting on the edge of the forest when a mysterious animal crosses her path and actually turns her way at 23 seconds. She thinks that it's a dog at first, but grows less certain as she gets a better look at its face, which we never see. But what do you think it is?
I think it's a dog. I'm not sure. Anyway.
From this angle, it kind of looks like the tail and ears of a juvenile mountain lion, until you look at the paws, which are too small for a wild cat, so it probably was a coyote. Because if this was a domesticated animal, then it should have been more friendly, especially if it was lost. This one just walks right by her without even wagging its tail. A wild animal probably wouldn't approach a person at all, unless it was really out of it, so I guess rabies isn't out of the question. Number 8. Debbie Merrick goes on live television to do an interview about a doll that is so possessed, she doesn't even want to look at it. She has only had it for a month and already mysterious things have been happening. Small scratches on her family and friends after they visit her home. As Debbie describes the story behind how she acquired the doll, something bizarre happens.
Sheena, hands up, I bought them to resell.
Oh, no. We're not going to speak past that. No. The chair is rocking. What would you do in that situation? The chair is literally rocking.
Who's doing that? Stop it. Who's doing that?
Everyone noticed the chair is moving on its own, almost as if the doll is rocking back and forth. Pleased at the attention she is receiving. It could be a publicity stunt, but I don't see how. The doll is pretty much in the middle of the floor with no room for anyone to move the chair without immediately being noticed. The doll itself looks really creepy, and I don't like how one pupil appears larger than the other. I've never seen that before, and hopefully I never see it again. Number 7. A weatherman in Mississippi ironically becomes affected by his own forecast when high winds shut off the power to his studio. Now they are on a backup generator and he has to manually turn on his weather monitoring equipment to regain control of the situation. His weather monitor reconnects just in time to show him a massive tornado that's heading their way.
Tower cam. There's a damaging tornado on the ground.
Oh my god!
Right now.
He tries to keep his composure, but as a meteorologist, he knows the severity of the storm and that they might not pull through.
Significant tornado touchdown. Base now. Basement now. Go. Now.
When the weatherman is this worried, you know you're in trouble. Everyone got to safety in time, but sadly, 30 people lost their lives from this tornado, so his panic was not an overreaction. Number 6. On February 3rd, 2020, this large round object appears on live television. Hovering over Chilca, Peru, a crowd has gathered to watch, and soon they figure out how to interact. Every time they shine these green lights at it, the object seems to respond. It starts off low over the water, so I wasn't sure if it was someone with a spotlight or not.
A ver, traigan la cámara de Radio Capital.
Hispanic, right?
But soon it's high up in the air, way too high to be a boat. When the sky lights up at 16 minutes and 39 seconds, it looks like a big blast. That's not a flashlight. And get this, it makes no sound the whole time.
Lo alumbra, te das cuenta.
Está posado en el cerro. Miren, ahí está, oye.
¿Viste? Está grabado, está grabado.
I really hope that this is just a high-powered light and not an extraterrestrial encounter that leaves them with long-term effects. If this is fake, tell me how you think it was pulled off. Number 5. Emergency workers gather outside of a room where something terrible has happened and lives were possibly lost. As the camera zooms in, it catches a scary-looking figure peering back at them. Its neck twisted so many times that it has become long and thin. The closer they zoom in, the more facial detail I see. Its face is half shrouded in darkness, but I can see the eyes, and it has tall black hair, or maybe it's simply a crack in the wall. Number 4. This live broadcast shows a British official holding a red binder as he leaves a building. An associate walks in front of him to block the media, and when he walks behind this car, he emerges with a binder that is now green.
What?
We all know I'm extra, so I have to choose a head with big eyelashes. Yep, I think this is the one for me. Next, in clothing, I'm just gonna go into tops and I'm gonna try to find something that really fits the whole look. See, we have a lot of neutral clothes, some chill clothes, lots and lots of different styles. If you can think it, it has been created.
Green. Both binders have a distinctive gold seal on the front and appear to be the same one. The only explanation I have is that he handed his assistant the red binder in exchange for a green one, but that would take longer than a couple seconds behind the car to do so. I also don't see how this could be a camera glitch. There is still no official explanation for this from the news station or British official. Seconds behind the car to do so. I also don't see how this could be a camera glitch. There is still no official explanation for this from the news station or British officials. So how do you think this unsolved mystery happened?
Maybe he
Number
dropped it and
3,
then
a
somebody
YouTuber named You Want Sun catches an eerie moment on live TV when this news anchor has a problem unlike any I've seen. She sounds normal the entire time, but she starts blinking excessively, followed by this.
Is reporting
Whoa!
a turnout at this point. Nevada and Nebraska are also showing that Democrats are getting a jump on early voting. In Washington, I'm Susan Roberts. Ron and
Oh! What? Is that a reptile?
I've seen videos where both eyes change into a creepy off color before, but I've never seen a video where one eye stays the same and one eye does whatever this is. Also, they cut away from her as soon as it happens, which makes You Want Sun wonder what exactly happened here. I think it's possible, but I'm not sure, so I'd like to get your thoughts. Was this a
think it's a
glitch
reptile.
or something way worse? Number 2, there's one thing I bet this weather woman forgot to mention in today's live forecast, something you'll never be able to guess.
Oh my gosh, that was creepy. Oh, of course he had to be right on my head. Oh, I just don't like that.
Spiders. One has begun its web across the camera used for green screen footage. And now it looks like a giant because of an accidental close-up shot. The timing and placement are perfect as it scares her for a second time, and then sneakily crawls away during the fade out. Believe it or not, this isn't the only time something like this has happened. Watch this part and tell me if he gets more scared than she did.
But it's the prolonged dry spell, and now we're going to continue with the dry spell and get the real...
Oh!
Whoa!
This time a spider runs down, touches a news anchor 3 times in rapid succession, his screams becoming more surprised each time, and then it runs away. In reality, it's just weaving a web, but it's a crazy coincidence how it seems to crawl towards his head and then down his shirt. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds?
No.
Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1.
If 3/4 of your drink is a mixer, then make sure you mix with the best.
We'll find out. Number
A news reporter is broadcasting live from the beach
Live?
when she's approached by the Grim Reaper itself. Okay, it's more like a guy dressed wearing a cheesy Grim Reaper costume, plastic scythe and all. But at least he has a scary message to share. The reason why he's walking around dressed as the Grim Reaper is to remind all of the beachgoers that they should probably be staying inside right now, which I do understand what he's talking about. I just wanted to know if you think how he delivered this message is funny or in bad taste. I do see his point and agree that staying home is a good idea. On the other hand, it's kind of ironic that he goes out in public just to tell people to stay home, so he might still be susceptible to the very scenario that he's trying to prevent. These videos are some of the scariest on the internet in my opinion, so I made this mashup.
So guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you next time.